Hey, what's up, guys? I'm JP Robinizer, and welcome to my PWC D-League Playoffs run. So this happened a while ago, um, but I was in PWC D-League Season 4. I started uploading it like the first 2 weeks, and it was pretty cool. But my laptop died, so didn't get to record any of it. But I will show my playoffs run, um, because you know, it's playoffs. It's kind of important. I'll show it. I showed the playoffs for last season. So first up is against uh, Rit Riz Riz. I don't know how to say his name. Rise, probably Rise. But so his team is Gliscor, Megalopony, Semi Sage, Mew, Weavile, and Silvally. Well, my team is Gleespod, Coco, Cobalion, Mega Beedrill, Dusclops, and Hydreigon. Alright, Gleespod's banded. Cobalion, man, I can't remember these sets. It's been a long time since I played these, but let's get right into it. And I don't have my teams anymore because I have a new computer. So I lead Dusclops on his Weavile and he's banded, and I say I'm gonna switch out because worst case scenario he pursuits, and if he doesn't pursue, Cobalion is fine, and he goes into his Mew, so he doubles into his Mew. So I decide to Volt Switch, and he Rock Polishes. I think no, I don't know what I am, but I bring in my Hydreigon and go for a Dark Pulse because not even a Z Focus Blast could kill me. He brings in his Gliscors. I U-turn into Galeespod, which can easily take this on. He roosts, and I get to throw off a Liquidation here, and it's the Silvally Ghost that takes it, and it takes 67%. So we're gonna switch out Silvally into our Hydreigon because it can take on a Ghost type pretty easily. Is he parting shots into his Lopunny? So I go hard Dusclops. Find he has a Lopunite. That's pretty interesting. And he power up punches, but Dusclops can still take this on. I know what it is. It's Ice Beam, Psychic, Will-O-Wisp, Pain Flip. Will-O-Wisp fails on the Gliscor, but I do go for the Ice Beam and get a unfortunate for my opponent crit, and I am now forcing him out, I believe, or forcing him to roost. So I go into Galeespod, and again I get to throw off a Liquidation, and he sacks his Silvally. So a Gleespot picking up a kill there. Weavile comes in, and I go into my Cobalion. It's the safest switch. I get my excuse me. I get a justified boost, but I lose my leftovers. So I set up my rocks, and I can't Volt Switch on the Gliscor, so I go hard Hydreigon, which is a free way of me getting in Galeespod with no damage. So he roosts, and I bring in Beedrill, actually. I can't quite remember why, but I get the Mega Evolution off, and I get to U-turn out into my Galeespod now. So, and now I decide to throw off a knockoff because Semi-Sage is fairly obvious as the next sack, and Liquidation wouldn't kill it. So I go for the knockoff and kill him. Lopunny comes in, and I go back into my Dusclops. He goes for a return, does nothing. And he starts to power up punch, which is sort of interesting. So I pain split and get my health back. He keeps power up punching, and I throw off a Will-O-Wisp, so he can't do that much. And now I'm gonna start psychicking, and for the 2-hit KO. So Lop is gonna fall over here, and the Drain Punch. So it brings me down low, so I have very little health, and I'm just gonna sack my Dusclops here. I decide to Will-O-Wisp so I can slowly but surely do damage to his Mew, and synchronizing the burn means he can't sit up on me because I'll die in a couple turns. And then I just pain split to take away some health, and my goal is to just chip away at this Mew, however much I can. Knocks me out with the Psychic. Go Galeespod and pull out the first impression, getting its 3rd kill of the game. Weavile comes in. I go Cobalion. Excuse me, on the low kick, which Beedrill easily takes because it's light 4 times resist. Free U-turn into Galeespod, and he's going to pick up another kill with a Liquidation, whether it be the Gliscor or the Weavile. So Gliscor falls over, and now Weavile, I just stack my Cobalion, He ends up not killing me, but he'll take me out the next one. And I let my man Galispod, the MVP of this game, get his 5th kill of the game, which is very impressive. Um, Everything but the Megalopony. And so we make it to round 2. And then hopefully to the finals. But so round 2. Round 2, this is against Max? I think it's Max. So his team, we played him before, and he brought the exact same team: Zygarde, Greninja, Mega Kang, no Seismic Toss, Nihilego, Zapdos, and Metagross. So I decided to leave my Doug trio as he leads Kangaskhan, and I say no. That I led with that in case he led with his Nihilego. Dusclops is immune to Fake Out. He goes Nihilego. Sorry, I'm tired. On my Will-O-Wisp as I pull out the hidden tech Earthquake with Dusclops, and he dies. Greninja comes in, and I go Emp. I'm trying to get a defog here. He U-turns into his Zapdos, and I calculated this thing can't kill me. Surprisingly, Empoleon's very fat, and he does 40% with a super effective Volt Switch. So I get my defog off. He doesn't have rocks, and I believe here I get my own rocks up. I decide to get my own rocks up, and he can't kill me, but I decide to go Doug Trio because either he defogs or he goes for an electric move, and I can get my rocks back up. Goes for Heat Wave, and here he's gonna defog because he wants to keep these rocks off the field, and he doesn't want to give me the momentum by allowing me to go into Coco. So I get at my rocks and I say, all right, he's staying in no matter what. We're gonna go for the Continental Crush, and Zapdos falls over. Zapdos falls over, and he brings in the Metagross, and I'm just gonna sack my Doug Trio. Doug Trio did its job. Nihilego's already dead. Zapdos is already dead. It can't do more. I bring in Galispod on the Metagross because it takes any hit, and he lets Kangaskhan take a lot of damage. So I go into my Dusclops. He has the hidden tech Toxic. I mean, he could have just ran Crunch, but you know, whatever. So I throw off a Will-O-Wisp, and unfortunately miss on the Metagross. But I decide I want this Will-O-Wisp. So I go for it again, and I get to get some chip off on his Greninja, which could allow Cobalion to sweep in the late game if it falls over. And then I decide to sack my Empoleon, let him get some more damage, let his Greninja take some more damage, and he's down to about 30% here. And I go Galispod, and that was a dumb play. It was a very dumb play because first impression means Zygarde sets up and has the potential to win. And Liquidation means he brings me to emergency exit. I should have just went Coco. I have no idea why I didn't. So Aqua Jet is my only play, hoping it kills. I do not get the roll, and he forces me out with emergency exit, but his Greninja falls over to the Life Orb. So I bring in Coco, and I decide to go for the D-Gleam here. Once he sets up, he can't really do anything because, again, I have Ice Beam on the Dusclops for the second week in a row. I let him kill me, bring in Dusclops, and here he tries to sub up, fearing a Will-O-Wisp, and I reveal the Ice Beam. So Ice Beam goes off, 1,000 arrows does like half of my remaining HP, and Ice Beam will finish him off. So Metagross comes in, and I just let him kill me, try and throw off a Will-O-Wisp. But I go into my Galispod because he can't kill me. Even Thunder Punch wouldn't kill me. And I throw off a Liquidation for the 2-hit KO, and Meteor Mash will not be able to take me out. So that happens. He goes Kang. I can't remember what I do here. Right. I let my Galispod go down in case he had Sucker Punch. So I just go Cobalion and finish the game. So we won round 2. So that means we made it to the finals. And the finals are against my man Brett. We played Brett earlier in the season. We beat him. And here he is again. He's an Illumise. Alright, just look at this. You know, Torrentee, Mega Scissor, Infernape, Kyurem Black, Nidoking, and then there's an Illumise. But so I brought some heat this game. And we're gonna lead with our Cocos. He leads Torn. And I'm just gonna attempt to Volt Switch here. I did not expect the Nidoking, so I'm not well prepared for it, but Umbreon can take it on fairly well. He goes for Rocks and reveals the Taunt, which means he only has 2 attacks, which is actually not bad. And I throw off a Foul Play, which I don't know what he expected me to go for, but the Scizor took half. So he's going to Mega Evolve and U-turn out. He doesn't want to take a Foul Play again. I have my Empoleon in, and he brings in Tornti, which is interesting. So I just go for Yawn. I want something to fall asleep. Kieran Black comes in, and this is the thing I want to fall asleep, and I know he's not going to let that fall asleep. So I set up my Rocks that turn. He goes for the Z fighting move. I don't know if it's Superpower or Focus Blast. So, yeah, that's interesting. I bring in my Coco and double into Umbreon. I'm not in a good position here. I lost my Empoleon. I fortunately got Rocks up, but I can't really deal with this Nidoking very well. So I go for the Foul Play. Do a decent chunk to it. And, Infernape comes in on my Moonlight. I am Moonlight this week. I can't afford to run Wish Protect. And I Moonlight again, I believe. No, I Foul Play. Yeah, he was obviously going to U-turn. So if he U-turned into Scizor, whatever Kieran Black, it would have taken a lot of damage. He U-turns again on my Toxic. So I'm letting my Umbreon get a little bit low here. And he U-turns again. Like, I know he's going to U-turn. So I stay in, and I click moves. Foul Play takes out the Scizor. I doubt that crit mattered. But basically, Umbreon, it's not going to do his job anymore. It can't effectively. So I let it fall over. He takes a lot of recoil. And here I bring in Hydreigon, bluffing the Scarf. He goes Illumise. I go for Dark Pulse. He lives, surprisingly. And then he throws up a Tailwind. And so Infernape comes back in thinking he can outspeed me because I would have been Scarfed. But I was not Scarfed. I was Choppleberry. So we take the close combat. And we get to take out this Infernape. Yeah, Nape falls over, and now he's very, very weak. Ice Beam on the Nido takes me out as I go into my Dusclops. He taunts me on the Calm Mind. Calm Mind has a very good chance of sweeping him as he goes into his Torn, and Shadow Ball does a decent chunk. I go to my Cobalion as he goes for the knockoff and gives me a boost. So here he goes for a Focus Blast and misses. It would have killed, and we're going to talk about that later. So he misses, and Cobalion is just sort of able to clean up here. I go for the all-out pummeling to guaranteed KO this Kyurem, and then this comes in and dies to the Iron Head. So, okay, so this was finals, and there was big hacks. So, what happens here? I'm going back. So, on this turn, he guaranteed KOs. And guaranteed KOs, and Cobalion goes down. And then, so what would happen is I would bring in my Dusclops after the Cobalion goes down and get a Calm Mind up. Because even after a knockoff, after Calm Mind, Nidoking doesn't beat me 1v1, and neither does Torn. So, I have my Calm Mind up, and then basically, and then after that, his Kyurem, the only way he can beat me is locking into Outrage with Kyurem. Otherwise, Dusclops just 1v1s his entire team and wins. With it, at least would take out the Nidoking, and then it would either take out the Torn or Kyurem would lock into Outrage. So, when Kyurem locks into Outrage, I go Coco. Coco goes for an Iron Head for the 2-hit KO. He outspeeds because he was not Scarfed Kyurem. So, goes for the first Iron Head. Kyurem's in range of another Iron Head, and as he goes for Outrage, he becomes confused. And then, even if he had Torn, Nidoking, and Kyurem Black still left, the second he locks into Outrage on my Dusclops, I win because I have Iron Head to 2-hit KO the Kyurem. Volt Switch to Oko, or Wild Charge to Oko the Torrenty, and then Z Ironhead to finish the Nidoking from that range. And none of them could outspeed me. So basically, Dusclops wins unless he locks in Outrage, and then once he locks in Outrage, Coco wins. So that's my way of saying even without the hacks, I think I would have won. You know, there's still hacks; it can go other ways, but that's the most likely scenario. And so we won the PWC D-League Season 4, which means we are moving up to main. So we're up to main. There's going to be at least a 1 month break between now and the next season of PWC. So, content, I don't know if I'm going to upload. I probably will. There's some cool guys in there. And, yeah, that's it for the PWC D-League playoffs run and season 4. And I will see you guys later. Peace.